Hi, my name is Adele.
And this is Jeff. We will teach you today the application process of LTO or license to operate, going from the initial application to the renewal process. The scope of discussion will cover the following. 1. Application of license to operate, which includes initial application and renewal of LTO. 2nd, the addition or change of pharmacist. And 3rd, FDA visit. Further, these are the objectives. 1. To equip the pharmacist on the process and procedures of LTO application and renewal. 2. To guide the pharmacist on the specific requirements for addition and change of pharmacist. 3. To prepare the pharmacist during the FDA visit. And 4. To consistently uphold the standards of pharmacy practice. In applying for license to operate, pharmacists should check the completeness and accuracy of documents that need to be submitted to the FDA office. The guidelines, process, and procedures should be followed. Below is the process flow of LTO application. First, download application form. Second, fill up the application. Third, send an email to parent@fda.gov. Fourth, schedule of appearance will be sent by PAIR through DTL. Fifth, pay at FDA or any land bank branch. And sixth, check all documents and submit to FDA during the schedule.
For initial application we have 14 requirements. The following is the list of documents for submission. 1. Application form. 2. Petition form. 3. Barangay business clearance. 4. SEC and articles of incorporation. 5. Secretary's certificate. 6. Franchise agreement. 7. Pharmacist credentials. 8. AO34, licensing seminar certificate. 9. Risk management plan. 10. Location plan. 11. GPS coordinates. 12. Picture of drugstore with display signage. 13. Proof of payment. And 14. Self-assessment toolkit to further illustrate and understand the documentary requirements. Let us discuss it one by one. Let us start with the application form. The form used in application is electronic copy or otherwise known as a copy. This contains 3 informations: the general, establishment and the applicant informations. This is the example of the form for general information. This is the establishment information portion. And lastly, the third part of the application form is the applicant information. Second, initial application documents is the petition form. This will be signed by the approving authority and pharmacist. The pharmacist is also responsible for notarizing the form. The barangay business clearance is the third requirement for initial application. Fourth requirement is the certificate of registration for corporation, which is issued by SEC or Security of Exchange Commission. Fifth is the secretary's certificate, and sixth documents is the franchise agreements. These are all provided by the Office of Regulatory Affairs. The seventh documentary requirement is the credentials of the pharmacist and pharmacy assistant. These are the documents and credentials of the pharmacist. 1. The valid PRCID. 2. The board certificate. 3. The current PTR or professional tax registration. 4. The certificate of attendance for licensing. 5. Notice of personnel action for pharmacist. 6. Resignation letter of the new pharmacist from previous employer. 7. List of duties and responsibilities. 8. PA certificate of training. To recap, all of these credentials must be submitted to Office of Regulatory Affairs. They will file this, together with other references, in the folder known as Blue Book. This Blue Book will have all the documents for the application of LTO, the credentials of pharmacist, and other important reference materials. These are reference books, which will be provided by Office of the Regulatory Affairs. 1. Goodman and Gilman, Manual of Pharmacology. 2. PPD Better Pharmacy. 3. Latest MIMS. In addition, these are the additional reference materials. Other contents in the Blue Book consist of the following: generic dispensing flow chart, menu card, drug list, SOPs, PDA relevant information, and requirements. Next, is the checklist of requirements during routine inspection of outlets and quality seal of excellence parameters.
The ninth requirement is the Risk Management Plan or RMP. It is designed to identify, characterize, prevent or minimize risks relating to medicinal products. 10th requirement is the Location Plan. This is a sketch of the location of the establishment that indicate clear directions with identified landmarks. Following the location map is the 11th requirement, which is the GPS coordinates. It includes the site map and the Google map that locates the establishment. 12th requirement is the picture of the store display signage. This is followed by the 13th requirement, which is the proof of payment. And last or 14th requirement is self-assessment toolkit. This serves as checklist to ensure all requirements are accurate and complete prior the scheduled appearance at FDA. Applying for LTO is easy. So together, let's review the list of documentary requirements. The 14 list of documents required for the application of LTO are the following: 1. Application form. 2. Petition form. 3. Barangay business clearance. 4. SEC and articles of incorporation. 5. Secretary's certificate. 6. Franchise agreement. 7. Pharmacist credentials, which includes valid PRCID, board certificate, current PTR, certificate of licensing seminar, NPA for pharmacist, resignation letter of pharmacist, duties and responsibilities of RPH, and certificate of training for PA or NC 111. All of these will be filed by ORA personnel. In Blue Book requirements are promissory letter for licensing seminar certificate, 9. Risk management plan, 10. Location plan, 11. GPS coordinates, 12. Picture of drugstore with display signage, 13. Proof of payment, and, last or 14th requirement is self-assessment toolkit. The Office of Regulatory Affairs will provide the following: rubber stamp, prescription book, generics menu, white label, and dispensing apparatus. In addition, please take note that pharmacist and pharmacy assistant are responsible for the submission of their credentials to the Office of Regulatory Affairs. To summarize, this will be the contents of Blue Book from Office of Regulatory Affairs: proof of payment for LTO application, commercial documents and pharmacist documents. For any inquiries and concerns, you can call 02-902-8888 local 1612 or 02-902-8850.
Now it's time to learn how to process the LTO renewal. The following are the documentary requirements needed to renew LTO. To renew the LTO, it is advisable that RCP must be prepared 2 months prior to the expiration date of LTO. For LTO renewal, the same process is applicable for the initial application. The only difference is you are required to encode the LTO number and its expiration date. I will show you several tutorial steps of LTO renewal. Step 1. Visit www.fda.gov.ph. Find and click the integrated application form and process, then download the integrated application form. This form contains 3 worksheets: 1. Email worksheet, 2. Form worksheet, and 3. List worksheet. For the form worksheet, it has 6 parts: general information, establishment information, product information, supporting information, sources and clients and applicant information. Step 3 is to fill up the application information under the following: 1. General information, 2. Establishment information, and 3. Applicant information. Next is to fill up the approving authority under the application information. After all the items has been correctly filled up, a proceed status will appear. Hence, if all parts of the information is appropriately filled up, a green font of the word proceed will prompt automatically. Thus, other required fields will subsequently appear. Step 4. Proceed to email worksheet and locate the subject and body text box. Copy and paste the body text box into the fields. Step 5. Send an email to pair@fda.gov.ph. Within 2 working days, a document tracking log will be sent by FDA. In addition, print page 1 and 2 of the form worksheet. Step 6. download and fill up the self-assessment toolkit form. Step 7 is to prepare the 5 documents needed for submission to FDA. 2. Hard copies of application form. 2. Hard copies of document tracking log or DTL. Photocopy of official receipt. Then, hard copy of self-assessment toolkit, and promissory note of risk management plan. Important reminders: ensure to scan all documents in PDF form and save in USB. Next are the documents that must be saved in the USB as part of FDA requirements. Scan copy of duly notarized application form with complete pictures and signatures. Scan copy of DTL. Scan copy of the official receipt. Scan copy of self-assessment toolkit with signature. Scan copy of promissory note of risk management plan, and scan copy of original LTO. With these information, the pharmacist will have a clear understanding on the course of renewal for license to operate. Important points to remember are: E, A, D. R. Required format must be followed. E. Ensure accuracy and completeness of documents saved in USB. A. Always have backup copies for reference. And D. Don't forget to retrieve the USB from FDA.
The third topic we will discuss is the addition or change of pharmacist. Just follow these 3 simple steps. 1. Fill up integrated application form. Step 2. Prepare the following requirements: board certificate, valid PRCID, professional tax registration, certificate of licensing seminar, and NPA. Also, these are the other information required by the FDA: complete home address, SSSID number, TIN number, and name of outgoing pharmacist, PRCID, registration and resignation date. All of these documents must be forwarded to Office of Regulatory Affairs for checking and approval. Ensure to send 2 copies. Then, these documents will be returned to the store. Step 3. Upon receiving, pharmacist must notarize 2 copies of documents using petty cash. Bring the documents to FDA for validation and request schedule of pickup for store copy. Lastly, we will focus on areas inspected by FDA during visit. First documents inspected are: 1. License to operate, 2. Mayor's permit, and 3. Certificate of incorporation from SEC. Next is the permit holder. It contains the planogram of the different important documents for both pharmacy and government-issued permits. For permit holder containing our PH credentials, it includes the LTO, Board Certificate of the Pharmacist, PTR, PRCID, and Certificate of Attendance for Seminar. While, for the permit holder under government-issued permits have the business plate, ask for receipt, 0605, certificate of registration, and business permit.
Other documents that must be ready for during FDA visit are certificate of occupancy, vicinity map, location and floor plan. All of these must be kept in a black folder. Second category inspected is pharmacy requirements. The pharmacist must be present whenever pharmacy is open for business. In addition, board certificate, copy of PRCID, PTR, ID picture, and certificate of attendance to FDA licensing seminar should be displayed visibly in the permit holder. Third is the compliance to Generic Act of 1988 or RA 6675. FDA inspects generic white label, drugstore seal, generic list, product list, and flowchart. Fourth requirement is the record books. It includes the prescription book, dangerous drugs book or S2, senior citizens, PWD record book and BioRep logbook. Store should keep at least 2 reference materials, such as Goodman and Gilman's Manual of Pharmacology and Therapeutics, and latest MIMS. And lastly, our FDA officers are very keen in checking if the store has been compliant in the policies and procedures for the following areas: product complaint, product recall, good storage practice, procurement of stocks, cold chain management, and reporting of adverse drug event.
To summarize all of the things we learned, here is a sample conversation of a pharmacist to FDA personnel during store visit.
Hello Mom, good afternoon. What can I do for you?
Hi. I am Norlin Argalum from the Office of FDA. May I speak with your pharmacist?
No problem Mom, I will call our pharmacist. One moment please.
Yes please. Thank you.
Hello Mom, I am Christy Go, store pharmacist. How may I help you?
Hi. I am Norlin Argulam from FDA. I would like to inspect your drugstore.
Sure Mom, let me assist you.
Let me check all your documentary requirements.
Mom, here are the requirements. The valid DTI, second articles of incorporation, Barangay clearance and other documentary requirements are inside this blue book.
Okay, next, I would like to see your pharmacist documents.
Sure Mom, here's my credentials. Board certificate, PRCID, valid PTR and certificate of training for licensing.
Okay then. It seems that you provided all the needed documents. Good to note also that the permits are placed in a visible area. Next, can you please show me your SOP?
Yes Mom, all SOPs are placed inside this blue book. What we have here is our SOPs for product complaint, product recall, procurement and stock transfer, reporting of adverse drug events, good dispensing practice, good storage and good housekeeping. For this are prescription, SCD and PWD logbooks. It's updated as of yesterday.
How about your temperature monitoring logbook? What is the standard temperature range for your birth room temperature?
We are maintaining a 2 to 8 degrees Celsius for our bioearth in the room temperature of not more than 30 degrees Celsius.
Do you monitor it regularly?
Yes Mom, we monitor it 3 times a day.
Do you comply with the Generics Act?
Yes, we have generics product list with updated prices. These are placed inside the black book while dispensing flow chart is displayed in the counter.
How about the menu cards for products under MDRP?
Product list under MDRP with their selling price are also placed inside the black book displayed in the counter.
Do you file your fully served prescriptions?
Yes Mom, in fact we have 4 separate files. First is regular prescription, for senior citizen prescription, PWD prescription, drugs under MDRP.
Thank you so much Christy Go. Well done and continue to uphold the standards of pharmacy practice. I expect to see that in all Watson's stores.
You're welcome Mom Norlane. Thank you for the visit and rest assured that as pharmacist of Watson's we will continue to assume ethical, legal and professional responsibilities. That's our Watson's pharmacist. She's confident, composed, knowledgeable and professional. She's well prepared at all times. During FDA visit, always remember PACA or PACA, P for the presence of pharmacist at all times, A for the availability and completeness of permits and documentary requirements, C for cleanliness of premises, facilities and equipment is maintained, A adherence with the regulatory requirements, GPP and dispensing guidelines. Some important reminders for FDA visits: be ready, stay polite and professional, listen carefully, give straight to the point answers, avoid unnecessary additions, clarify topics you do not completely understand before answering questions, don't guess if there's anything you do not know about, always refer to the company's SOPs, don't volunteer more information than what is needed and never argue or raise your voice. In case of violations, inform your area manager in the Office of Regulatory Affairs within 24 hours.
Learning all of this will equip and help us capture deregulatory process and compliance. We expect pharmacists to gain knowledge and execute the steps with confidence at all times. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Jeff.
And this is Adele.
Saying, good day, till next time.